there's only two Jews I dislike.
Okay, well, first one is Gel.
Yeah.
And then who's number 2?
Well, he's taking food out of my daughter's mouth.
Well, I gotta.
And she needs a lot of
Give
food.
me number 2, the second Jew you hate, and then
Portnoy.
Who?
Portnoy. Hate him.
Dave Portnoy.
Can't stand him.
I actually like that guy. I'm not even kidding. He's funny to me.
You fucking suck, man.
He does. I think he's. What did he do to piss you off? Because every time I've seen him, and I've seen limited amounts of him, he's always being like a funny. And not to say weasel, because now if I say weasel about a Jew on this,
the real that's really coming out.
No, I think weasels actually are one of the best animals in the whole kingdom. So shame on you for thinking that was a put down.
To me, he's a rat.
Oh God! You're like, why am I banned? I don't know what's going on. Gelman has a secret connection. Calling Jews rats. You psycho! Of course you're banned.
I can call Dave Portnoy a rat. That's fair. He's 4 foot tall. He's a rat face.
I think he is. I think he's really tall. I think he's 5'8", which is a huge height. I think that's average or higher, because that's my height. And for you to say that to me, anti-height stuff.
Oh, am I being?
It's anti-height stuff. But what did he actually do that pissed you off?
Oh, nothing.
God, you're a psycho, dude. You're psychotic. You got a little baby, a cute baby, running around your house, saying her first words, doing her first steps, and you're up here screaming about Jews that you hate. And I could give you one reason why you hate them. Yeah, no reason. Obviously, because he's a Jew. That's it.
Do you actually want to hear the whole Gelman thing?
Oh, actually, yeah, I would love to. I don't know anything about this.
So, Gelman, I just found out. Have you seen his podcast?
No.
So the Neurotica podcast is his new podcast he put out with his wife, Ari Diane. Ari Diane, as we've already uncovered on the show, was in a satanic sex cult in Los Angeles that her brother ran. Gelman would take copious amounts of MDMA and ecstasy.
Buddy. There's no way this is confirmed. You said she's in a satanic cult where they have what?
She was.
And this is known somehow.
By me.
All right. Can you stick to the facts, and then after we can give the color commentary?
I did a whole thing on Patreon about this.
Yes.
On the Lemonparty Patreon, behind a paywall.
Okay, well, I guess go back to your explanation. If you could stop eating for 1 fucking second. Fat prick.
What if NBC did hire me to be like the new late night show host? But I can't stop eating. So the whole show, I'm shoving pizza in my mouth, and I'm asking Robert De Niro, I'm like, how was your flight in?
And there's a bunch of PAs being like, somebody wipe that sauce off his mouth. We're going live. Get that. Somebody wipe him.
I have a bucket of fried chicken under the table as I'm talking to Joaquin Phoenix about his new movie. So Gelman's podcast, 65 subs on this hunk of shit.
Or is it a brand new? They just made it
4 weeks ago.
Oh well, that's pretty crazy if that's true. So that seems like an actual fact.
60 subs. I got it up to 60. I've been encouraging people to sub. They had 9 people.
How is that possible? Why can't he just tweet it and get more? He's not trying to promote it, or what's going on?
I ran him off of X because I started a whole rumor he died.
And so he quit X.
And he quit it. I ran him off of X. He doesn't get on there anymore because of Nazis like me, quote unquote.
Oh. Also, doesn't this hurt your theory that he runs YouTube if he has an account with 60 followers?
I thought you would say that. And let me show you what's going on here, because you know me, Joe, I have the receipts. I don't just hate people because of their ethnicity or something, or whatever the hell you're trying to say to me.
Okay, sure.
So I'll pull this up. Okay, you ready for this?
Ready, bud. I can't see it on this. Am I supposed to turn around and crane my neck?
That part of the studio I haven't really figured out yet. You could maybe turn your chair, actually.
I'll just look for this one bit.
So we got them up to 70 subs now.
Wow.
And their episodes get 195 views. This one we talked about, so we kind of beefed the numbers a little bit. but they're not really getting anything.
So yeah, it's pretty sad.
Yeah, it's actually really pathetic, especially for a celebrity who's on a hit TV show on Netflix.
Yeah, it's Stranger Things. Yeah, that's terrible. That's absolutely pathetic. I won't deny that.
We're finding out she hates him. The whole podcast is her hating his behavior, and then he will gaslight her because he's a huge narcissist.
The woman married to Brett Gelman hates him. Big surprise. Breaking news. Okay.
Well, you saying that because he's Jewish?
No, he's just obnoxious. Him being a Jew is the only great thing about him.
So
okay, yeah, so that's pretty wild.
So you see the verified check?
Oh, yeah.
You need 100,000 subs to apply for a verified check.
Have you Googled? Is there a way to get it below that?
Yeah, be a Jewish guy who has a Jewish guy at YouTube that gets you verified.
What if there's a linked account that's verified or something? And if you have like if you have a verified Twitter, whatever.
My guys in the chat looked it up, confirmed.
Not Twitter, but some other.
We got a whole army of people here that confirmed it.
Why are you pointing at a chat? Oh, it's there. Okay, I didn't even see that.
Oh, by the way, do you use Discord?
I'm actually on your Discord.
Okay, could one of the mods, could Jack let Joey into the live chat so you can read it on your phone? Because they'll be asking you questions as well.
Well, I don't want to be looking at my phone. How about you? If they ask me one, you just read it to me if it's a good question.
Okay, I could also I could just make it bigger here too.
Okay, that'd be great. Because I can actually kind of see this TV.
There you go. Hold on, let me jump to present.
Look at that. That's from when I was on Lemonparty. Oh, by the way, did my episode get you banned? Was that the ep? Because I did that ep after the Super Bowl, very hammered, and then I went on a trip to Seattle, and when I got back, you were banned. I actually never got the full story.
Well, you know the timing of the week we got banned on YouTube when we first started getting strikes.
Okay. No. What? That's kind of good.
The week this came out.
I actually was starting to like this.
And they became verified. I wasn't going to connect the dots like this, Joe, because you know me, I'm not this fantastical sort of guy. I don't like to spin yarns, and I always speak very carefully. I don't speak recklessly.
I don't want to go that far.
I'm not emotional when it comes to a lot of this stuff. And I should be more emotional because, I got my daughter in the other room.
When I tuned in earlier at home to check in, like on see what you're talking about, you were screaming at the top of your lungs about Jews. So you are a little emotional sometimes.
Well, that's a great picture of you. But so this is what I've kind of connected here. Would love to hear your thoughts on it if you think it is accurate. I think he probably is very well aware of me. I'm causing all this pain and suffering for him. It's the week his podcast comes out that we start getting strikes and then our YouTube gets locked. They also have a blue check on YouTube, which means they probably know somebody. I think we can assume that at YouTube that is having a targeted thing against me.
So, try not to burp into the mic because I respect the studio and I respect the show. Oh, sorry, that one snuck out. So let me actually try to take this seriously for a second. You're saying that you ran him off X.
They put you in the chat now, so you can see.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to check tomorrow. I don't want to look at my phone on this. But so you ran him off X. Is that an actual true thing, or is this now a bit of a stretch?
Yeah, because I was dunking on him big time.
Has he ever responded to you or acknowledged you?
He never has responded to any trolls. He'll just, when I'm dunking on him, he would just subtweet me and talk about how these Nazi trolls are trying to make him afraid to be in his own house and all this stuff. And then eventually he just gave up on Twitter completely. Now he's on Instagram. And you know what's funny? I've never interacted with him on Instagram, but him and his wife have blocked me on Instagram.
Oh, they just preemptively were like, all right, hun, no more X. We're going to go on Instagram. First thing, though, we're blocking Ben. Okay?
I think so.
They're like, oh, it's unhealthy for us, for Ben to be able to contact us, okay? So we're getting off X because we can't control X. Block him on Instagram, and I think we're okay. I'm starting to believe the theory a little bit, but not because he's a Jew. And I don't even know if Jews own YouTube. Do they? I'm sure they do. I stopped myself mid-sentence. I'm like, I don't know who owns it, but it's got to be some Jews. Decent amount of Jews on it. As they should, by the way. They should own everything. I want to give my estate to them. I don't want to be able to make a decision without Jews first looking it over and approving it. I don't want to be able to download an app or start a new job. I want them to have control of my bank. And if I have a credit card, I want them to review every transaction. But so anyways, some people, you don't agree with that kind of stuff. And it's kind of everybody has their own opinions on that.
It's so funny to be like, you believe in the Jew conspiracy and you're glad for it. You guys think they should control the weather.
Oh yeah, no, the weather would be way better. It wouldn't be fucking raining right now if the Jews controlled it. I'll tell you that.
And thank God, because we were in a drought. The fires and everything, the Jews said they use their weather machines to make rain fall from the sky because they love us and they care about us. If me or you were in charge of the weather, we would forget that we were even in charge of it. It'd fall by the wayside. We'd fall into a drought. Everybody would starve to death.
Oh no!
You know what I mean?
If we were running it, it'd be constant wind, and it would be like snowing for no reason in like the desert. We'd fuck it all up. Jews are doing a pretty good job on weather stuff. If you think about it, how hard that must be. So give them a little credit, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, imagine if the whole world was like Antarctica, right? That could be a real thing. If the person controlling the weather wasn't good at their job, you could be living under a big block of ice. And so sometimes you might, even though you
That sounds nice, actually, because when I watch The Thing, every time I watch The Thing with you, which is once a year, we smoke cigars, we watch The Thing outside on a projector, I'm always like, damn, I want to be playing chess on a computer, drinking scotch in the middle of nowhere.
that does sound really nice.
Drinking there, I mean, you can't ruin your life out there. It's you and 8 people on a base. It's just ice for miles. What are you going to get? You're not going to get too hammered, and you can't break the law. You know what I mean?
Drinking is kind of allowed out there, it seems like, even on the job. But, I mean, they are scientists. So it's like if one of them gets a little bit, starts drinking too much and they don't, submit their science or lab results or whatever kind of science job they have, you get fired, sent back home. Sure, you could mess that up. It's not all, they do have to work. The thing that we watched was kind of just like, I think the movie opens on like a celebration, or like they're taking a little break. It's their weekend or whatever. And then immediately the thing starts killing people. And so we don't ever actually have to see
The lifestyle. The milieu. Yeah.
Exactly. Like the mundane day to day of like, all right, I'm looking at this thing. It's like 12 inches of ice. And let me look at the layers and write that down.
Sounds very boring.
That's what I'm saying. It's not so good.
Yeah.
So it's not
I would love to be down there, and then an alien starts hunting me. I'd be like, finally, some action.
Yeah. Finally, I
Get
can
out on the
chase it.
helicopter. You got the dogs going and everything else. So they want me to show you, by the way, the YouTube chat of these comments here.
Okay.
Check this out.
Is that going to be on this or gonna...
Okay,
examine
look,
it
I'm
real
going to
quick.
say it.
It was the way you said it, was so cruel.
It was the best pizza in the world. The arugula on this
Pizzagate?
particular pizza.
Or what?
That is the best pizza in the world. It's a key ingredient to the pizza. If you remove
You
that
can't even hide her
ingredient,
to staying on a podcast.
you're just not eating the same pizza. Therefore, you're not getting the full experience of that pizza.
Look at his nails. And his
This
rings.
is not a fan edit. This is how they released it.
Yes. And they bank these. Jack tracked down the date according to the weather because I asked her, when was the last time it was 107 degrees in the valley? And she's good with dates and weather. She remembered it was the first week of September. That's when they were recording the first episode. They've been banking these since September. This whole thing is planned.
Fucking great detective work, Jack.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
That's wild. Yeah.
So that was what created the emotions inside of me. However,
this does have the vibe of like hedonistic pill addicts out in the desert who are like boofing adrenochrome and like, you know, having sex with kids. That's the
Joey,
that's
be
the
careful who
editing
you're
style.
be
I don't
careful
know
who
if
you're
that
saying
is-
this about. I mean, look at this necklace.
Hey, look, even like you know, the true leaders of Zog see this and they go like, all right, somebody has to get rid of Gelman. He's making us look insane.
Well, there you go. I can work for Israeli intelligence. Why can't I be in the can I be like in a gay faction of the Mossad where I like I don't know, maybe I could
suck off Mossad.
yeah, I could be the guy in Mossad. They go, "Hey, I'm trying to get sucked today." They go, "Avery is giving out free blowjobs in the break room." Also, he attacks Brett Gelman all day on the internet to put him in his place. Because we got to keep the Zog shit under wraps, and he's put out a bad name for us. He's a comedian, and he never says anything funny.
Zog honestly is going to catch wind of this if he keeps this up. There's going to be a meeting at Zog headquarters, and they're going to be at a big round table, and they're going to say, okay, guys, on the Gelman issue, let's face the facts. He started a YouTube channel. 60 followers somehow. We gave him the fucking Netflix show, and that's all he can do with it. 60 followers. On top of that, he's got a pedophilic editing style on the thing.
Yeah.
So it's a pedophilic style of show. The wife visibly hates him, making Jews look bad. Paints his nails, but not even well done. It's, you know, chipping away. And then big, gaudy Jew, you know, gems on his fingers, on the rings. So, anyways, we've decided unban Ben Avery and get rid of Gelman.
And also, nails are yellow.
What is that?
Lemonparty. He's trying to show that he has his
Stop.
hooks in us, or his claw. He's trying to send a message, Joey.
Now you're going like schizophrenic.
He's sending a Zog message.
Now you're like ruining what was almost a compelling.
Okay, but here's what they want me to show you, by the way. Look at this. 73 comments now, 190 views. Pretty good engagement.
Oh my god, that's crazy. That's awesome. And guys, I'm not gonna go on that show. Actually, you know what? Sure, I'll go on. Tell Gal that I'll go on if he responds to you guys. But I'm not proud of him. I don't consider him somebody to look up to as a Zog. It's wild, though.
Hebrew scholar.
That's a pretty sick kind of full circle that the top comment on his unwatched show is somebody trolling him about me being a Zionist.
I will say, by the way, you should give me some credit. Like, I believe the dancing Israeli thing today. I believe the dancing Israelis after 9/11. I believe that whole thing. And I looked into it, and I found so many things that disqualified of it. Even though there was
What
like
are
a
you
news
talking
thing
about?
on it.
Dancing Israelis?
Supposedly they were Jews. They were Israelis dancing on the roof that a lady filmed as like the towers were going down.
That
and they
was
were
about Muslims.
No, the dancing Israelis. They were dancing,
I've
and
never heard
they
that.
said they were there to document the event, and they were in Mossad, and the FBI supposedly arrested them and interrogated them forever, and then they went on Israeli TV and talked about how they were being detained
Okay, I
for
didn't
their
know that the
stuff.
story.
And then they were on a list that the FBI had them on a list as people were living in America that were agents of a foreign entity.
Okay.
But then I looked into it, and it's widely discredited by like people like the ADL and anti-Semitic SOP.
I can't
Jewish
tell at
hate.
this point if you're doing a wacky bit or if this is an actual theory that Jews were celebrating.
I mean, I can show you the news thing if you want, and then you can explain it to me.
You're such a fucking honkler that I can't make heads or tails of you.
This is the... Here you go.
Holy
WTC
shit.
strike was an
This
attack.
is a weird little place.
So surely these men are locked behind bars to this day, right? Surely they were transferred to Guantanamo and held without trial for 15 years as part of the war on terror, weren't they? No.
I can't sit
They
at
were
this angle
immediately
for
transferred
this
to
long.
federal custody.
Here, you can move the chair. Sorry, buddy.
Just like point it straight at that.
Yeah, no, just like have it like, you know, kind of on the side, you know what I mean?
Angle it a bit.
Yeah, just angle it. I can show you I think it was on ABC was the initial thing. Maybe I should have saved it as a link because I initially had it as a Dancing Israelis. Maybe it was ABC. An Asian woman called it in, I think. Oh, here you go, right here. This is it. This is the White Van ABC News 2020 preview on urban moving systems and 9/11 high fivers
What happened
dancing
to the dancing
Israelis.
Israelis?
In the days after the September attacks, there were countless rumors about strange coincidences surrounding the events. One report about a group of Middle Eastern men spotted the morning of September 11th parked just across the river from New York City has not gone away. Investigation of their presence has led to questions about whether Israel was conducting espionage on U.S. soil. We're joined now by ABC's John Miller with an exclusive report this evening.
That's right, Elizabeth. This is a case that took the FBI
That's
and
right,
the CIA.
Elizabeth. Hail Hitler. Long live mein Führer.
Let's
Death
talk
to the Jews.
now to the biggest goy in showbiz that we could find.
More than 2 months to sort out, while 5 Israelis waited in jail. It began when
Look at this lady. This is the lady that spotted him, okay? She looks pretty trustworthy to me. Looks like a nice gal.
That looks like a busybody to me.
woman was watching the Twin Towers burning from her apartment in New Jersey.
Which, by the way, I do have a red flag about this woman. You're watching the Twin Towers burn. You're not running toward the fire to help people. You're
That's
standing
the
idly
thing.
by. It's like she says she loves her country because she's tattling on these dancing Israelis, but she wasn't one of the first responders, and she was right there.
She could
She's a
have ushered-
capable woman.
If she started heading that direction as soon as she saw smoke, she could have ushered a couple extra people out of the building.
I think you're right. She could have been a helping hand, is what I'm saying.
And yet, what did you do? I just like watching. It's like this is Faces of Death to her.
I'm enjoying the show.
She goes, ooh, I hope there's another falling man soon.
Jersey. She noticed 3 men on top of a van posing for pictures with the towers burning in the background.
And I could see that they were like happy. You know, they didn't look shocked to me. You know, they didn't look shocked. I thought
is
it was
that
very
accent?
strange.
The witness called police, who stopped the van hours later and arrested 5 men. All 5, it turns out, were Israeli. They were turned over to the FBI.
Steve Buscemi, bottom
Sources
right.
tell ABC.
Wait, let's see him. He does not look like Jewish, I will say that. That's the only hole in this thing so far.
Yeah, look at this Jew, everybody. Shut the hell up.
Maybe he's an albino Jew.
No, that's not. That's a patsy.
He's a Fargo Jew. Jew. Definitely a Jew.
Okay, don't have to even take a second on that guy.
Larry David that over here.
Like, oh, wait, just have to finish writing Seinfeld.
Caveman Jew.
Well, Devin Costa, I guess.
And not a bad looking Jew there.
Him?
Yeah, not bad, huh? He kind of has a beatnik thing
Well,
to him.
that bottom middle is the hottest one.
This guy? Oh, you like the darker complexion, huh?
He's got a full head of hair. Got like a big strong nose, nice chin. Go back up to the other guy. Not to get all gay on this thing, but when in Rome.
Yeah, you know you're totally right.
Yeah,
My
what the
bad.
hell?
You're right. This is a hideous Jew. Actually,
wait,
you're
okay.
right, Joey. Your
Yeah,
words,
that's a
by the way.
hideous Jew.
Joey said he was a hideous Jew. I never said that.
Were Israeli. They were turned over to the FBI. Sources tell ABC News during a check of national security databases, some of the men were listed as having had connections with Israeli intelligence. At the FBI, that set off alarm bells. The FBI needed the answers to 3 important questions. Who were these men? What brought them to that parking lot on the morning of September 11th? And did they have any advance knowledge of what was going to happen that day? The men said they were just taking
Hang on, Ben,
pictures
I'm
at the
sorry.
time.
Could you pause for a sec? What were they caught doing?
Dancing.
So the FBI got involved because they were dancing?
It's a very odd sight. As the towers are going down, they're dancing on the roof and they're taking pictures together. Supposedly also, days before this happened, there were pictures that they found of them standing with the towers in the background. They're holding a lighter to the tower like this. Supposedly. Now, again, I've also seen articles that say that this is debunked. I want to watch the full ABC thing because I haven't seen it. I only saw a small clip of this, and I was like, all right, because I tried to rein myself back with the...
We'll wait for more info on that.
I don't want to actually be an anti-Semite. I'm anti-Israel. I'm anti-war.
So they were picked
I'm anti-surveillance state. I'm not anti-Jew. I have Jews to my left, Jews to my right. My landlord's Jewish. My wife's got Jewish friends. Okay, I'm trying to separate Zionists from Jews because there is also a distinct difference there, right?
Because you're saying Zionists are okay, but Jews are bad.
No,
what the fuck?
No, I'm saying Zionism is evil and bad.
That's why it's crazy to say that to me when I came. I just did a fucking 50-minute Uber over here, and you say that to my fucking face.
Sorry, Jewish Zionists are bad. Christian Zionists like yourself, I pity you. Actually,
that's worse. But wait a minute, so they're arrested while the towers were still up.
No, like the FBI came by and they were like still dancing, and they were like
while the towers were up.
Yeah, and then when they went down, and then they went on Israeli TV and said they were documenting the event, and that's why they were up there.
Were they picked up after the Israeli TV appearance? And after they were on the radar? Or are you telling me that they were arrested?
No, this lady reported. She goes, there's 5 men. It's really weird. They keep dancing and cheering on the towers going down. And she goes, are they the terrorists that I keep seeing on the TV that they say it's a terrorist attack?
Hi, this is 911. What's your emergency? Lines aren't busy because there's not the biggest national emergency of all time happening right now. How can I help? Oh, you see a guy dancing? Oh my God, let me dispatch the FBI. Ben, listen to what you're saying. This is nonsense.
The FBI came way later.
That's okay. Thank you. Later. That's what I was asking.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
They said they worked for a company called Urban Moving. The FBI obtained a search warrant for the company's offices.
2 SUVs were filled up with between 9 and 12 boxes and computers.
Not long after the arrests, the offices of Urban Moving were simply abandoned. Almost everything was left behind. In jail, the 5 Israelis were repeatedly interrogated and given lie detector tests. Stephen Gordon was their American lawyer.
They were asked questions if they had ever been approached by or hired by any non-United States intelligence community.
While there is still some...
They're hooked up to the detector. They go, okay, is the moon a safe, a big vault where you guys store your gems and your gold?
It's like a space bank for Jews.
Then he goes, no. He goes, beep, 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 beep. They go, okay, lock him up, Jew.
It is a space bank.
Debate among American intelligence officials. Many investigators believe some of the men were part of an Israeli operation aimed at monitoring radical Islamic charities that support groups like Hamas. Something lawyers for the 5 men and the Israeli government strongly deny.
These 5 Israelis were not involved in any intelligence operation in the United States. The story is simply false.
In the end, the FBI concluded there was no evidence that any of the 5 men had advance knowledge of the September 11th plot.
As it turned out, they were just annoying Jews. So they let them go.
However, they gave them dancing lessons as a way to apologize and set them on their way.
I'm not convinced.
We got another minute and a half here.
I can't imagine they're saving the best.
This is what I'm saying. There's enough holes in it, not enough confirmation that I go, okay, I'm backing up. I'm not an anti-Semite, like you say. I'm not a bad guy. I'm a good guy.
Just make it look even worse.
No, I keep myself on there. I said I wasn't going to talk about this. You were the one interested in it, and you said, by the way,
Jews for 5 hours on this thing.
Do you see how Zionists do it? By the way, he goes, they weren't dancing Israelis, they were dancing Palestinians, is what he said, or dancing Arabs. Some shit you said. They were dancing Muslims.
Yeah, the ones who actually knocked the towers down. I'm more concerned about them.
Wait, George Bush is Muslim?
You're still on that trash.
The 5 Israelis were deported, leaving some ruffled feathers among both U.S. and Israeli officials. According to federal officials, the 5 men have been barred from returning to the United States for 10 years, they say because they violated immigration laws.
Okay, so Mud Puppy, who, by the way, Mud Puppy, I believe might be Jewish. I'm not really sure, or Israeli. I don't really know.
Is that because mud is in the name? You just think.
So Mud Puppy said Israel did 9/11 to trigger the Iraq War. Now, I believe Benjamin Netanyahu is on record saying that 9/11 was good for Israel, is what he said.
It was great for us. We love 9/11. It did. A lot of us got a lot richer on 9/11. Doesn't mean we planned. It was a lucky little mistake,
Sure.
as the painter says.
A little bonus.
Yeah,
a little bonus.
A little
for
freebie.
me.
We call that a freebie.
Bottom line, John, is there any evidence any of these 5 men knew about the September 11th attacks before they occurred?
The FBI spent a great deal of time examining this question. It does not appear that they were in place taking pictures before the planes hit, but shortly thereafter. And they say they haven't uncovered evidence that any of these 5 men, and they did their backgrounds, they searched apartments, they telephone records and so on, had any advanced knowledge of the attack.
And while the FBI or certain sources might believe that, in fact, they were Israeli intelligence, they don't believe that the U.S. was a target, that they were actually investigating Muslim groups?
They believe if this was an intelligence operation by Israel, that it was focused on the Islamic groups and charities that raise money for groups that are considered by U.S. law enforcement and others terrorist groups.
Here.
And you'll note that after September 11th, the U.S. moved on many of these groups with indictments, arrests, raids on their headquarters, something that hadn't happened prior.
So they were Jew spies, and they were trying to start a dance to see who joined in, right? Because then if somebody started dancing with them,
correct,
and they weren't a spy, then they could go, okay, well, yeah, he's not a good one. Let's keep an eye on him, and blah, blah. They're trying to prevent terrorism from spreading.
I think Americans, they see 9/11, they go, what a great opportunity to be anti-Semitic. That's really what people in power do. They go, wow, 9/11 just happened. But you know what? Great opportunity to be anti-Semites, actually. Let's start arresting Israelis and Jews left and right and start trying to pin this on the Jews before the American public can find out it's Muslims. Joey, I think it's kind of... I think you're right here, actually. And once again, Jews are scapegoated, as they always are.
As always. Yeah, I agree. Thank you.
Now let's move into the Larry Silverstein thing, because Larry Silverstein on Charlie Rose is very fucking weird.
You're doing 9 hours of hating Jews in the middle of the week.
It's just a little sunshine in the middle of the week for everybody. Larry Silverstein, Charlie. You know, his kids, both of his kids worked at, I almost said both of his kids worked at 9/11. Both of his kids worked at the World Trade Center. They also didn't go to work that day.
By the way, I'm known as an ignorant person already, so I'm not even gonna, it's okay. Who is Larry Silverstein?
Oh, come on. He owned the World Trade Center.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I didn't know that.
He is Jewish, so I should let you know you should defend him.
He was a big guy in Loose Change, right?
You should know he's on your team. He's Jewish.
I'll
he's
defend
on
him up and down. I'll defend him up and down, but I didn't even get the memo.
Okay, here we go. Ah, fuck. Here we go.
Where were you on September 11th?
Where were you, Charlie? You fucking pervert.
Home.
Fuck you, Charlie Rose. What were you doing? Raping? Or what? Did he have a trap door or something? Or he was fingering his assistants, and now you're questioning Larry Silverstein, a business owner, New York business owner. Where were you? Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Charlie Rose was beating interns with a bar of soap and a sock.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. How dare you question a great guy like this?
Like a businessman.
A businessman.
Minding his own business.
Jesus.
Okay, so this is where Larry Silverstein was on 9/11, he says. And by the way, do listen to the pauses are really weird to me.
Where were you on September 11th?
I was home.
September 11th. And what was that? What happened then?
The only reason I wasn't where I was every morning Subsequent to the 26th day of July, my mornings were spent usually at a breakfast meeting at Windows, an 8 o'clock breakfast meeting, Windows, the top of it, right? And then going down to visit with my tenants, my new tenants.
Good fucking guy.
Getting to know them, understanding their problems and so forth, ascertaining how I can service their
Man of the
needs
people,
better.
yeah.
And
probably giving them discounts on rent.
First, one of the first things you do when you acquire a property, you begin to meet your tenants and start talking with them. And so my mornings were spent at the Trade Center, and then by noon I was back uptown. And so that particular morning, because I have light-colored hair and fair skin, and I'm an annuity to the dermatologist, my wife, God bless her, had made an appointment for me at the doctor. And I remember dressing to go to the doctor. I'm finally saying to my wife, I said, sweetheart, I've got so much to do downtown. I got to cancel this. I've got to go downtown. And she said, you're not going to cancel this appointment. You're going to the dermatologist. And, having been married now to the same woman for 46 years, you get this sense of
46-year marriage? What a good guy.
Okay,
Can
yes.
you pause for a sec?
He's loyal.
So he's loyal as
He's
hell.
loyal, yeah,
and
yeah.
that's like 46 years to be married that long. In modern times, you don't really see stuff like that. And it says a lot about somebody's character. Go ahead and play.
And then, just minutes later, received a telephone call to turn on a television set and witnessed this horrendous circumstance. The first plane hitting, and then the second plane hitting, of course, with the
Let's
second.
start crying. Thinking about
it became obvious that this was terrorism. But thereafter was absolute hell. Because so many of our people were down there.
Worst day of my friggin' life,
we were
guys.
in occupancy, temporary occupancy of the 88th floor of the North Tower prior to a moving permanently into the 91st
my
floor
friends
of the North
stopped
Tower.
dancing.
And so my children, two of my children, Roger and Lisa, both work with me. They were on their way to work at 9 o'clock. Many others, about 100 people with us on their way to work. And as it turns out, had the plane struck 15 minutes later, our firm would have been decimated. As it is, we lost 4 of our people, 2 of whom I had hired just a few weeks prior to that.
Pretty expendable, I will say.
There are 6 children.
Low kill counts. Not devil's advocate right now.
No, you're right. If they were controlled everything, they think of how many people they could kill if they were bloodthirsty. You're right, Joey. They could have done 9/11 times.
Well, no, I was saying
they could have done the triplets tower.
Yes.
Forget the twin tower. How about the triplets tower?
Very good.
I guess I call them the triplet towers because of the World Trade Center 7. Because it was triplets that got struck that day.
A lot of people forget there was another tower, third tower.
Building 7.
But no, I was saying...
Sheesh.
But no, I was saying, actually supporting your side, saying, because he just said he only lost 2 of his own employees. Or like 4 total, but 2 of them he had just hired.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even like important Zog guys. So yeah, that's kind of one thing that does support you. But I think for the most part, we've exonerated Jews here tonight. You're welcome, Jews.
You're welcome, Jews.
You're welcome, Gelman. If I would have known you're going to be screaming about Jews for fucking 9 hours, I probably would have, thought, oh, this doesn't work for the pace. But actually, we can tie this back into Jew stuff. Let me send you the link.
Why do you hate that one of your heroes is Bobby Fischer, and he can't stand the damn Jays.
But he is a Jew, though. So we can say it.
Interesting.
We can say it.
What do you keep saying we for? You think because you're a Zionist, you're Jewish, too? You think that's how it works?
Honestly...
you're a Shabbos Goy, is what you are.
If you give a Jew like $25, they basically will just say, oh, you're a Jew. Like, there's a lot of rabbis who will just make you a Jew.
It's like an inward pass.
Okay, yeah. But so here's... Also, have you ever played Bobby Fischer's radio call on 9/11?
No, that's
a pretty good segue into this.
Okay.
And then we'll do the poker thing, and then we'll end this. But just so Bobby Fischer 9/11 should pull it right up. This is on 9/11. Towers just fell down. Bobby Fischer he's been kicked out of America, I believe, at this point because he did a rematch against Boris Spassky. Rest in peace, who just passed away. So the Fischer-Spassky rivalry was the big famous one that the movies are made about and stuff. And then he did a rematch.
Sorry.
That's okay. He did a rematch in a country that we had like an embargo against. So we're not allowed to do any business with them. It was some fucking like Uzbekistan or something weird that I want to say. And they paid $1 million to do it in this rematch. And then he went there, and then America was basically just like, okay, put a warrant out for his arrest. Bobby Fischer's now an outlaw. When he comes back to America, he's under arrest, and he's going to jail for that. And then so he just never came back to America, and he really started hating America and essentially blamed Jews for his exile. But so on 9/11, he hears that America is not in great shape, and he calls into his friend's radio show. And this is, I guess just play it.
And then hilarity ensues.
Yeah.
We have on the line one of our friends, so we used to interview every now and then for the past several years, I think for the past 2 years already. We have chess grandmaster and the world chess champion, Bobby Fischer. He's on the line right now and would like to give some thoughts, maybe his own opinion, commentary on what happened at the World Trade Center just about a few hours ago, including that of the White House and I think Pentagon too, right? In fact, right now, Bobby, good day. It's evening right here.
Yeah, how you doing, Pablo?
Yes.
Well, this is all wonderful news. It's time for the fucking U.S. to get their heads kicked in. To get the U.S. once and for all.
Yeah. Right. Of course, everybody knows how you.
You know, I heard on the BBC a few months ago a very profound but simple statement. And it really stunned me. I couldn't believe the guy was saying it. Talking about some of the crimes of the U.S., some of the horrible behavior that the U.S. is committing all over the world. And then the BBC guy just said, I couldn't believe my ears. She said, this just shows you that what goes around comes around, even for the United States.
No compassion from this guy. Day of 9/11.
That is what has happened tonight. What goes around comes around, even for the United States.
He hated Jews almost as much as you.
You're happy at what happened?
Yes, I applaud the... Look, nobody gets... The U.S. and Israel have been slaughtering the Palestinians, just slaughtering them for years. Robbing them and slaughtering them. Nobody gave a shit. Now it's coming back to the U.S. Fuck the U.S. I want to see the U.S. wiped out.
All right. The U.S. is a superpower. How can it be?
Apparently it's not as powerful as everybody thought. They hijacked all these planes, and apparently they had no intelligence on this. This is a major operation, Pablo. Probably hundreds of people
Bobby
were
Fischer
involved in it.
was a genius. I have to say, I do not like how he loves 9/11. That's he says this is the best day of my life. Wonderful news, 9/11. I don't like that. But God, I really wish that he could have survived and been a chess character into our lives. Because this is so fucking insightful and so far ahead of its time. And God, what a voice and what a character.
Almost like he's a time-traveling genius. He's so wise and astute. And on the money about everything.
I think when you're as smart as Bobby Fischer, you can just think into the future. You don't even need to time travel. You can just be like, I see where this is going.
Because life is chess.
Yeah. No, I think he's just like his brain could kind of figure out anything. And he ended up being a Jew in New York City, and he wound up in Washington Square Park, happened to enjoy playing chess, and
I love it.
That's where he, put his energy. But yeah, he could have. Anyways, rest in peace, Bobby Fischer. Rest in peace, Boris Spassky. They're up in heaven together now, and
there's no Jews.
And Boris is getting crushed again up there, but they're having fun.
For the next 12 years, Bobby bounced around Europe and Asia. Stuck overseas, he missed the 1997 funeral of his mother, Regina.
In the early 1990s, according to one chess grandmaster who knows them both, they were talking almost every day.
Ultimately, he was very close to his mother, and it must have been a great tragedy for him that he couldn't spend those last years with her, that he was a fugitive.
He first now comes back into the public imagination with these wild anti-American, anti-Semitic rants that he gives on Philippine radio.
Well, this is all wonderful news. It's time for the f***ing U.S. to get their heads kicked in. It's time to finish off the U.S. once and for all. F to President Bush, I say. F the United States. F the United States. F the Jews. The Jews are criminal people. They mutilate their children. They're murderous, criminal, thieving, lying bastards. They made up the Holocaust. There's not a word of truth to it.
He was increasingly...
That's insane.
Come on, even Holocaust revisionists will say that the work camps, they were death camps, and Jews were dying. They don't like the 6 million number. They're not too fond of that.
So you admit the Holocaust happened?
Yeah, of course.
How many do you guess?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it.
Hey, gun to your head, you had to guess. Sean Ryan's gonna fuck you to death if you don't guess.
So right now, I thought the number you're supposed to say is 6 million. However,
I'm just saying,
this
with your
year,
own education.
I've been hearing Charlie Kirk and other people. They now say 8 million. Charlie Kirk is saying he believes around 8 million people died in the Holocaust.
So you do actually believe that?
Well, it keeps going up. I mean, what is it? Was it 6? Was it 8? What was it? I don't even know anymore.
I don't know who Charlie Kirk is. I thought you were saying like a guy that you actually trust is estimating a higher number.
No, Charlie Kirk has to, toe the party line because his whole thing is Turning Point USA, and he wants to keep getting funding for it. So
stop
he just has
being
to
a coward
say,
and give your actual guess.
Trump is pro-Israel. And so they have to agree with whatever Trump says. And so Charlie Kirk is now running around, and Ben Shapiro is sharing all these people. They're saying 8 million.
More or less than 1 million, Ben.
I think it was more, but
2.
It keeps going up.
You are really scared to give an answer on this one. You've been screaming at the top of your lungs about how much you hate Jews, and you won't guess the amount.
I'm not saying I hate Jews.
Okay, well, this is all recorded.
I'm saying now it's like they can't agree on the number. It's going up all the time. So I'm like, what is it?
They're still digging up bones. You have to sift through a bunch of ashes and
They're
shit.
still digging up.
They're like, here's a molar. I just found a gold molar. I think. And you just found a field full of molars. I think it's more like 8 mil.
Yeah, they call the Washington Post. They go, hey, send you update. We just hit 7 million, actually, so it's 7 now. Actually, no, David Irving and those guys, they dispute that number, which he's been thrown in prison for. He went to prison in Austria. He had a book called Hitler's War, which he updated. He still believes they're death camps, but what he says is that the Jews marketed the Holocaust to the West. They had to as a capital H Holocaust. Make it seem like it was the only Holocaust that happened.
Can you do me a favor? And I actually have no idea.
And that they had to stick to the 6 million number.
Can you do me a really quick favor? And I swear to God, I don't know who this man is, but could you just please Google like David Irving worst thing that he said?
Sure.
And let's just see who you're citing.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying. But I'm saying that the Holocaust revisionists don't say that the Holocaust didn't happen. What I'm saying is Bobby Fischer hated Jews so much he said the Holocaust wasn't real.
No, that's so much crazier than all the stuff you're saying.
Bobby Fischer, that's insane to me that the Holocaust.
I love Bobby Fischer so much that I'm almost gonna just be like I hate Jews too because I'm even though I'm a Zionist just because I do love Bobby Fischer.
Well, you're a Zionist who hates Jews, but you can
no. No, I love Jews. Stop.
Can you trust anything David Irving? Oh, here you go. Here's the Holocaust denier.
No, dude, don't go to Google. I can't watch another fucking Jew video or I'll kill myself. Just Google what is the most controversial thing that David Irving ever said.
Okay.
And then we got to get off this.
Complicated
I'm just trying to...
David Irving. Hold on. David Irving controversial statements. For the record, I don't support anything David Irving says or anything. I referenced him as a random Holocaust denier.
Backpedal. As soon as the fucking Zionist sits
Here,
down on
we'll go to the Southern Poverty Law Center. You want to see that?
These guys will cook it up and.
Okay, here he is. He cultivated a reputation as the world's most prominent Holocaust denier, a status he cemented suing Penguin Books and American scholar Deborah Leipstad for libel in 2000 after Leipstad wrote that he was a denier and pro-Nazi ideologue. In a dramatic judgment, Irving lost his case and most of the considerable amount of money he made over the years selling his books. That and his 2006 stunt in an Austrian prison for denying the existence of gas chambers at Auschwitz have made Irving a hero in extremist circles. Any reputation he once had as a real historian has been wrecked. So here we go. 1988 comment. I don't think there was any overall Reich policy to kill the Jews. If there was, they would have been killed, and there would not be now so many millions of survivors. And believe me, I'm glad for every survivor that there was. So he's saying, I'm glad that there are more Jews not killed.
I thought it was going to be worse. I thought it was going to be worse, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Holocaust deniers don't say it didn't happen. He's just like, oh, I don't think there were gas chambers at Auschwitz or whatever, but there were at these other camps, and people are like, oh, we're going to throw you in prison for
No, I know
that.
that. I just didn't know. I thought this, based on the stats that you were citing, I thought it was going to be a lot more hateful. I think he's just like...
Bobby Fischer is actually the most anti-Semitic man I have ever heard speak. For him saying that the Holocaust did not happen is so insane.
No, that's just how because he is a Jew himself, and they like to exaggerate and they like to be charismatic when they talk, and they're trying to make compelling points. And it doesn't sound like that exciting on radio for him to be like, oh, I think it did happen, but the numbers were a little bit lower.
Mm-hmm.
So he realizes that he's on radio. He's a showman, ultimately. And so, end of the day, he's trying to be good on his friend's radio show. Okay.
Yeah, this is... he has a criminal history, too. In 1989, Austrian authorities issued a warrant for the arrest of Irving. So what's weird about him, too, is he was a credible historian for years and years and years writing books until he claimed he came across, evidence that he was like, oh, wait a minute, here's how it actually happened in the Holocaust. And then people started getting really mad at him and saying he was an anti-Semite.
Wait, go to the rest of his criminal... Because if it's only crimes...
They said he was stirring up the populace through hate-mongering.
I'm waiting to
see
see...
He was guilty of Holocaust denial.
Did he do anything, did he kill any, did he fuck... Did he rape anybody?
No, I mean, it's just like, I think he illegally sneaked into a country to give speeches about the Holocaust.
I mean, it sounds like he probably... last comment I'm going to make on this, it sounds to me a little bit like he had either a midlife crisis or maybe he was entering years where he started forming some kind of mental illness, like young 20s, sometimes they'll start becoming obsessive. And not even that, it could very easily be true that, not that many Jews died, but to become a psychotic guy that's obsessed with it and will go to jail just to be able to shout it from the rooftops.
It's really weird, right? I think it's probably not healthy to think about Hitler too much. And since he was an historian of World War II and specifically Hitler, I think he thought about the guy so much he kind of fell in love with him in this weird way.
Yeah, the only one who should be thinking about Hitler that much is Winston Churchill or somebody like that who fighting.
Came face to face with the guy.
Yeah.
It's really weird, though, that I think, the other thing, too, I think makes people insane is people get addicted to, the red stringing stuff where, they want to see all the points and, connecting the strings. And then they start doing that for, everything. So then they start connecting things that aren't really there or, somewhat forced or whatever. I think, I don't know the thing about David Irving, though, because, once you're being thrown in jail for saying, no, I don't think there were gas chambers at Auschwitz, my spidey senses also go off where I go, well, what the fuck? So he's an historian. He has this one problem with the Holocaust that I didn't see anything else he said that was insane.
Well,
he seems like he might be a crazy person, but I don't know that.
Germans overcorrected. Well, I don't want to say overcorrected because I'm a Zionist, and I think that's the right amount of correction. You know what I mean? But after, the war and everything, they're they now... we have free. We could do a Nazi salute. We could say, "I love Hitler." In Germany,
you could. I want to do that.
Oh, very good.
You're a Zionist, though. You love Hitler's techniques, I see.
But that's an actual crime you can go to jail for out there because they're still a little bit sensitive, and they're like, "See, guys, look, we don't We don't hate Jews. We put them in jail. But no, I will say, like, I could find, you know, let's just give this weird hypothetical situation. A genie appears, or some kind of magic figure appears to me, and Joey, here's proof that only like 500 Jews died in the Holocaust.
500?
This is a hypothetical random scenario, okay? I could have this info, and I could have the ability to prove it with enough like focus and work. I would, I'd come back to reality and I'd go, guys, 500 Jews. That's it. I know it sounds crazy, but you got to hear me out. First guy to be like, shut up, you fucking Jew hater.
Sure.
I'd go, yeah, whatever. Fuck that cheating. This is too much work. Jews are
You're
liars.
never gonna get this one across.
I go, Jews are liars, but I gotta live my life.
Yep.
I'm not gonna.
You guys still want to
at-
go to like McDonald's and stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to get yelled at by Jews for the rest of my life. That sounds like a nightmare.
Well, that's the weird thing. He must have really believed in it.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. In my hypothetical, I really would believe in it, but you just have to fuck off. Like, get another hobby. Just like start learning about a new topic, or just like.
Well, another thing too is I think guys like David Cole and other dudes like they'll like do their research or whatever, and then say it's like 4 million, and like that's the hill they die on, and I'm like, and then I think they get attention for that, and then I think they can't shut the fuck up about it.
That's actually how it happens.
So then they actually kind of become the villain that everybody paints them as. So then they actually lose by doing that rather than be like. I mean, I think Peterson kind of did that too. I mean, he got attention for the trans stuff, and he couldn't shut the fuck up about it. He kind of went insane.
There's a million guys like that where it's, they try to, let's say Irving was like, God, you know what? I think I've done enough work on the Holocaust, correction numbers. So now I'm going to I'm going to publish my research on a different historic topic that I've spent some time on. He does it and nobody gives a fuck. And in fact, he probably did try that. Nobody cared. He just got like zero response. I think, fuck it, I'm going to talk shit about Jews again tomorrow.
I mean, if you're talking shit about Jews and stuff, like you really better, you probably really believe it. Because you're risking your life, your ability to bank and everything else. That's why I deny that I'm doing any sort of I'm not doing JQ stuff. It's ridiculous.
What is JQ stuff? What is
the
JQ?
Jewish question?
Well, could you give me the origin? And then I have a video that we have to play after this, the non-Jew thing.
It's the JQ, the Jewish question.
But what is the Jewish question again?
How much interest can I charge you?
Is that actually what
I'm kidding. Come on, we're trolling. We're doing a joke.
No, but what is it actually?
Do the Jews control everything? It's the Jewish question.
Oh, in my fucking dreams,
The
but
JQ.
Is anybody the JA, the Jewish answer is in my fucking dreams.
Yeah, you wish. Listen, buddy, I wish Jews controlled everything. I love that more than anything. I'm totally shocked we're allowed on YouTube, by the way, after this.
Yeah,
but
it's all Brett Gelman's fault if we get banned.
Well, I'll be able to go live on Rumble if I get kicked off YouTube. Doesn't really matter to me at this point. I don't give a shit. My podcast is already kicked off YouTube. I don't give a damn.
It's gonna be so hard to change gears after all this. Just take a.
They're saying in the chat it was 5.9 million.